the entire premise is that where they're getting ready at the end of the 90s, New Year's Eve. They're preparing for the Y2K bug, and it turns out that that bug basically takes all technology and is using the internet to interconnect to a hive mind, creating robots that are trying to kill people.
How is killing people?
You know what these robots...
But they also wanted to enslave them as well.
I mean, that makes more sense to me than the murder.
They were okay with...
Not that I approve of this. No.
Yeah, no. The entire premise is that the robots they're going to enslave humanity, but if a few people kind of get in the way and, you crack a few eggs...
Can I just interject a personal grievance
Go
here?
ahead.
Every time it comes to a robot narrative, it's always the humans that introduce the idea of enslaving and murdering mankind to the robots. The robots never think of it themselves. We give them their ideas. Really, it's humanity's fault that it happens in the first place.
Which is technically funny because the previous episode we watched The Electric State, and in the movie The Electric State, the robots they're helper robots, they're workers, and they become sentient, and they're looking for freedom. They're looking for equality and to be treated like if they were actual people.
Right.
And so they weren't trying to enslave, but they have a robot civil war.
That's a fun, fresh thing.
Yeah.
Although I heard things.
Yeah. There are things about The Electric State. It's not the best movie, but it's a fun movie.
Okay, that's
good. And then but it's also like the fun part is all the Easter eggs of who's voicing which robot.
Oh, is that so? Okay,
yes.
So who are some of your favorite voices there?
Oh, well, Anthony Mackie. Because you've got Chris Pratt, so you've got Star-Lord and you've got the new Captain America together in a movie. Nice. And Anthony Mackie's robot, though, it's like he keeps switching robot bodies. So he's got a larger one, smaller one for different jobs. Huh. And at one point, he's literally in a giant robot body walking, holding a VW bus. Not the van?
Yeah, the VW van.
Yeah. So the Volkswagen van, like the old school, like hippie van.
1960 van.
He's holding it and carrying them across the wastelands.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of fun stuff there, as opposed to Y2K, which there's a lot of fun nostalgia in there because the music. I was not expecting Fred Durst to show up in this.
Oh gosh, that was hysterical for him to show up.
I gotta confess.
But you know what? It also reminded me of the robots a bit.
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's. The robots reminded me of Five Nights at Freddy's. Just the way their structure.
Well, the thing is, they were for Y2K. They were cobbled together, so it's like the technology is just grabbing everything.
It was like they were Voltrons together. It's like form with the computer, with the Jeep.
It was a little weirder because it was more like the circuits and wiring was like grabbing them, so it was kind of like almost like a symbiote. Grabbing them, like if you think Venom, where it's like it's locking around and wrapping, like webbing them together, cobbling this weird robot amalgamation where the head is like the face could be a computer, but then the body, it's like you'll have like different machines in there. So like the designs were very creative.
Okay.
And then having the high school kids, juniors in high school, basically going at a party and then everything goes haywire from there. And I mean,
that's tough.
One of the main kids, I don't know the actor's name, but he was in Deadpool 2, where he was Fire Fist from Deadpool 2. So you got a heavyset Kiwi in the movie, and he's doing, like, I don't know if you got through the credits, Jimmy, for it, because if you stopped it too quick, you missed the little music video they do of him doing a computerized rendition of the Thong Song.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. So you've got like...
Now that's great memories, 1999, I think.
Yeah.
That was Julian Dennison, who was Danny.
Yeah. So this had like a great cast. There were people like popping up that you didn't expect. Fred Durst was one I didn't expect from Limp Bizkit.
Fred Durst saves the world.
Yes. So so as a musician, him coming in, because they got the kids talking about the rap rockers and the rappers, it like who's a poser, and like conversations that everyone had in the late 90s. So there was such a nostalgia factor there. Although out of all the kid actors that were in there, I believe, according to IMDb, only 2 of them were alive during Y2K. One was 3 and the other one was like 5. So makes me feel old.
That does not make them kid actors if they were 3 and 5 in Y2K.
Yes, but
They're approaching 30.
yes, but in the movie,
They haven't
yes,
did it yet.
but when the actual Y2K happened,
Yeah.
they were children.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Alicia Silverstone, I was like, okay, makes sense. She was definitely around.
I mean, she was our Cher.
Oh yeah. Not only that, she was Batgirl for a little
Specifically
bit.
Cher Horowitz,
Yes.
not Cher.
Yes, you know, the clueless.
Indeed.
Yes.
But it was an iconic time.
Oh,
for the
absolutely.
90s. Like,
So it really had like a good amalgamation of stuff that was in there. I love like the nostalgia, the soundtrack for Y2K was so much fun because, like I said, they're doing the Thong Song. You've got a bunch of Limp Bizkit stuff that's in there with Fred Durst. Like the music, the gore that was in there was like impressive as well. I was not expecting some of it.
I'm warned.
Yeah, but it does have like the fun elements to it because it's like they made sure Rachel Zegler wasn't playing like just, oh, she's the cute girl in high school that like the guy's got a crush on. No, she was actually computer smart. She was building the computers, like the website for the high school where they just got high speed internet. Which, when you're seeing the computers, you're seeing the old Windows. You actually get like the AOL startup, like
Welcome.
yeah.
Yo.
So you get that they're using AOL chat, like the messenger and everything.
Guys, we saw the dawn of the internet.
Oh yeah, so that's exactly what they're showing. It for anyone who wasn't around for that and doesn't understand the struggle of not being able to pick up the phone.
Being kicked out of a chat room because someone did pick up the phone.
Yep.
There goes your connection.
Or, you know, your crush pops up and the messenger,
he's online.
and then all of a sudden you hear the door close because they just left.
True.
It's like they popped on, saw there was no emails or anything, and then left. So you were like, I missed my opportunity.
That was the birth of online stalking.
Oh, absolutely.
Not that I would know anything about that.
Absolutely not. Why would you ever?
You stalking? No.
Know what you mean.
I would never.
Never in mind. I never had a placeholder account to message my crush and pretend I was not me ever.
Yes. And, you know, when it used to take, like, if you were able to send a photo, how long it would take to actually load.
God. And then by increments,
Yes. You're watching it loading.
the pixels were just like building a bridge across.
And it's funny because I was actually having a conversation with somebody where recently where I said, and I didn't even think about it with the movie, but when MySpace came out, MySpace was a great social media platform because you were able to customize everything. But I think its biggest failure was that it was still before high-speed internet. So you could do so much, but your connection speed was so slow. So you put like your favorite music, you'd have a music video, a background, you could change the backgrounds where they'd be sparkly and all GIF-like and have stuff.
Get that snow or glitter to rain down on the page.
Yep. And it would slow someone's computer down to load up your page.
Yeah.
But if it was nowadays,
Oh my
you can only
God.
imagine how quickly everything would go.
What was your background on your MySpace?
Oh, I changed it to like a black background with the green, with like I believe a blue line, like blue lines.
Okay.
And I think I had like some stars to it.
Nice. Very cosmic.
I
Yes.
think I just had the normal one.
Just you had the
Oh, you
setup
didn't-
thingy.
You didn't want a code?
I don't even remember because it's been what is it? As they say, Star Wars, long ago and far away.
Yeah, I tried logging back in, and it's not the same.
No,
and
I had to let it go because it wasn't the same. It's like everything got owned, so I just deleted it. I was like, if I can't own my MySpace, no one can own my MySpace.
Yeah.
There's so many messages. The wall. The wall.
oh yeah, your top friends.
The top friends caused so many infights.
And Mike was your top friend.
No.
No, not Mike. Tom.
Yeah, Tom was your first friend.
Where is he now?
Oh well, he sold the company and went off and did good things, and he's not bothering anybody.
There you
No.
go. He never was. He just had mathematical equations on his wall, and he was like, "Sup, guys?"
Yep, he just wanted to make sure everyone had a connection. And I changed my top 8 to a top 16.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I did the coding to change it over to
effort.
get the 16 because couldn't do the top 8.
Top 8 was pressure.
Yeah.
Top 8 meant too much. And if you changed the location of one of your top 8, it would be like, so what's going on? Why am I number 3 instead of number 2? Like all of this. Oh my God.
Although I will say, I believe like I did keep in my top, at least when it was still the top 8 or the top 16, I still had the actress Tiffany Seppis in there because her and I meeting at the conventions and stuff, she's very friendly with all of her fans, and like her and I had a good rapport, and she was always so much fun, and she would always make sure she would wish a happy birthday.
That is sweet. That's
Yes.
going out of your way to stay connected.
Yeah, and because it's like, and that's the thing. That's the only good thing about Facebook nowadays is it reminds you of whose birthday it is.
I know. Facebook is too much of a conglomerate. I both appreciate it and it's a mindless desert wasteland with my favorite meme location.
Yes, it's great for memes. It's great for remembering people's birthdays and advertising for a podcast or a video or a blog.
One-woman show.
Exactly.
It is. It's basically just walking ad space for everyone. If you even get to see it, because the algorithm is like, this isn't a video, delete.
Yeah, if they're not pushing a reel that doesn't target what they want, and then the next batch doesn't match anything when you swipe up.
Yeah.
So it's like, this wasn't what I was looking for. This isn't even in the vein of what. The algorithm's not there. But then again, you can tell there's been a lackluster element to Facebook.
For a long time.
Yeah, and nowadays it's only getting worse, but...
Well, remember, it's Meta now. Exactly.
Meta's the corporation behind Facebook and Instagram. We'll see how long they even have, because I believe...
You know, Instagram has meant more to me than Facebook, because at least Instagram has been more customizable. Like, you can pair your likes better. You can check in specifically. A lot easier. The search engine on Facebook is a joke.
Oh,
it's insulting, actually.
Yep.
How did we go down this road? What happened? Oh, we were talking about MySpace.
Y2K, MySpace. It happens, yes.
Well,
Yes.
now I know.
Now, the movie Y2K, I can't give it a definite recommend, but I can give it, like, if you're looking for a